During this journey, I've heard a few people say, you can't argue with the mind. It's like, it's funny, but like, and when you're in ascension, you don't want to. Someone responded to my video yesterday and they said, stop doing drugs. Honey, do you realize that Einstein said something that was very similar to what I said? No, there's no way that you would know that. When I am getting downloads from God, from the universe, and sharing them, I don't expect you to understand it because you're not at this level. I'm putting it out there and planting a seed because you're going to think about it. As your energy comes up, you download information. The higher your energy goes, becoming enlightened, is because you're able to access the knowledge that is there. If you knew this, if you understood this, I wouldn't be here teaching you. A few people said stop doing drugs, or when the shrooms hit, or all this crazy shit, and I would happily take a drug test for you, but then you'll be like, oh well, she's not on drugs, so she's just crazy, because your minds get in the way, and that's part of being unenlightened. And when you access a higher energy, you will have the same perspective as I do. He said stop doing drugs, I said stop being stupid. because I'm just, yeah. His profile said you have one life, don't waste it. When you are here asleep, you are wasting time. You're in a physical body doing what? Playing video games? Working a job that you hate? You're not thriving. Even the people who have all the money in the world aren't thriving. Not really. You have to access a certain level of energy to truly be thriving. You might have a ton of money, but if you don't feel alive inside, if you don't feel bliss surging through you, if you don't have doors energetically open for you, not having to physically work on them, if you just manifest something and it happens immediately, you have access to God's energy. Your life is blessed. This guy wrote, I'm wasting space. You're here making excuses because doing nothing because you're awake. And it was the funniest thing I've ever read in my life, because when you argue with someone who's unenlightened, it's literally like, okay, 2 + 2 is 4. And they are like, no, the cow is purple. Okay. I'm doing nothing. Do you know how to wake the energy that I've woken? A psychic put their hands on my head and they felt so much movement, because Kundalini energy it's extremely powerful. It kills people if they don't know how to handle it. No one taught me. I just am inclined, and I have access to my ancestors who kind of nudge me in the right direction until I'm able to access them, because my energy has become higher up. Doing nothing. I activated this energy while I had COVID. It hurt. The energy that goes through you is so high voltage, your jaws literally clench so tightly because you're literally getting electrocuted. Still, my head is fucking burning. My head is burning because my entire nervous system is being rewired in a sense. It's like something trying to push through my skull, up through my skull. that burns. And with it comes a higher knowledge. But that energy moves through your whole body. Your legs will just randomly start tingling to the point where you can't really feel them. My neck. That was the worst. I've never been in so much pain. I could not get off the floor from how much pain I was in when it was cleansing my throat chakra. I almost catapulted myself out of my fucking body. I started hearing a screaming engine sound and seeing white around me and feeling like I was getting literally physically projected upwards. I saw my mom brushing my hair and singing The Little Mermaid, and I saw just things that made me believe I was gonna die. Threw myself out of it, which was a mistake because all the energy pushing you up slammed down on me. Again, I was on the floor for hours. I thought it was a few minutes. Hours. I stood up after a few hours. And the way that the Kundalini moved through me, I threw up. It wasn't even aggressive. So doing nothing? Oh no, you have no fucking clue. But what do? I help people. People come to me when they want to kill themselves, when they've lost someone that they love, when they lose a relationship, when they're struggling financially. All these people end up in my vicinity for me to teach, and I help them. It's easier for those people to learn because they don't want to struggle. And then they believe in it when they start seeing their lives get better. You think that your lives are meaningful while you go out and you work your job and you interact with people and your family and you do all this stuff. And you have theories, you think you're living in this. Everyone has a different theory. I'm not even going into it. The point is that when I look back to not being awake, it scares the crap out of me. When I first woke up and I felt alone and I saw everything as it was, I had a breakdown. I called my mom at 3 a.m. crying hysterically. I was terrified. You go about your day and you think that life is one thing and it's not.